then there were two. Time to kick off the NBA Finals here on EA Sports. Game one just about set to go. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They're rested. They're ready to go. And they'll have home court advantage to begin here in games 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to this series right here. This is going to be a dogfight. We got a couple of teams that match up very well. I can see this one going to length. Yes, 7 games. That's how even these teams are.
Durant to Harden. Has a chance. Can't connect.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
James Harden missed his first. That one goes.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
George against Harden. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Leonard. He was all over him.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Irving to Harden. Fires the 3, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Leonard to Paul George. Leonard to George. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Beverly. That's good D. Shot no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Nothing going here on that drive. Griffin to Harden. James Harden. 3 for 4. Good start.
Old school equals high percentage.
Clippers have the basketball. George to Marcus Morris. Kawhi Leonard, defended by Kevin Durant. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden matched up with Paul George. Doesn't get the bounce. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Kawhi Leonard. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Irving with the basketball. Up by 3. Almost, and he's not getting the call. Kawhi Leonard. And Griffin, the rebound. Durant to Harden. James Harden, 4 out of 7.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to Marcus Morris. probing the defense. Can't miss those. Here's Irving into the front court. Up 5. To the rim. Flushes down the slam. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Beverly to Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Here's a chance from long range. Contested shot. Marcus Morris can't hit. Into the front court, it's Irving. His team up by 7. To Harden. Had him going there for a second. Harden to Griffin. Marcus Morris sends it away. They'll recover. 3 to shoot. To Irving. Beyond the arc for 3. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And he connects on the first free throw. Knocks down the second free throw. Three for 3. Nice. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Sizing up the defense. Beverly to Paul George. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I mean, I don't know how much better the defense has to play you on that one. The guy was right in your grill, and you still knocked it down.
Irving to Aldridge. The pass set it all up.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard, guarded by LaMarcus Aldridge. To George. Short jumper, won't fall. Kyrie across the timeline. Lead stands at 10. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Paul George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Jay, they've been waiting for that to go down, but here they are trying to chip away and cut into this margin.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a shooter to get open looks and not see the ball go in. But if they do, that could be the start of a problem.
To Aldridge. The pass taken away by the Clippers. No, I missed a short one there. LeVert matched up with Paul George. To Allen Crabbe. Down low, Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here comes the screen. Paul George to Ibaka. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's Brooklyn's ball. and scores at the rim. Jay, good luck recovering from that. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Irving to Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
To Marcus Morris. Leonard. To Marcus Morris. And he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does two things. Number one, it creates distance in a hurry. Number two, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is a difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of the shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Here comes the screen. Rondo, defended by the former Longhorn Aldridge. Here's Leonard for two. Knocks it down off the step back.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Beasley to Aldridge. Just not going down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Clippers have it. Gets to the basket and scores.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Shot won't go. Leonard curling inside. To Marcus Morris. Cashes in for two.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Surveys the floor. Lets it fly from long range. Won't go down. Irving into the front court. They can get a 2-for-1 if they play this right. Passed it off. The shot, almost.
That's called a heat check right there. Surprised he missed that one. That was an open look.
To Leonard. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be
The
a poster.
2021 NBA Finals games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Groovin 2021.
Cleared by Ibaka. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1, and we're back after this. You're tuned into the NBA Finals on EA Sports. Jay, one quarter down. Both sides getting a feel for where this game is going.
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast. And the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
It's in the hands of James Harden. Harden. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
George to Marcus Morris. Harden with the basketball. His team up by 1. To Beasley. No good. Defense catching a break there. Paul George. To Marcus Morris. Fires the 3. Beasley takes down the board. Harden with it up top. Leads just a point. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
It just seems like one of 3 things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
Paul George. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
George shakes free and hits. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
And a chance coming up at the line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Nikola Batum at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. First one goes down. And he makes them both. Nets have it. Here comes the screen. Harden picked up by Patrick Patterson. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down from mid-range.
You see, the great playmakers see the shot before it ever happens. They recognized how they were being guarded on the previous set, and then they make the necessary adjustments.
Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Harden in possession. Down just a couple. They love this hustle. Kennard. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. Harden. To Allen Crabbe. To Griffin. Stuffs it down with authority. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Kawhi Leonard, tough matchup against Durant. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets.
We going to see a team take the lead here?
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Kyrie Irving trying to cash in on a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Into the front court comes Rondo. Looking to make something happen. To Leonard. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Leonard. Off the mark. No good. To Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. Driving is Harden, but he can't get it to go down. Here's Rondo with it. Down 3. To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. Kevin Durant snatching it out of the air. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. Irving with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Harden. Another chance. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Shot from the lane won't go. Harden into the front court. Leads 5 to Durant. Griffin. And the rebound taken down by the Clippers. Kennard. To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Irving to Davis. Blake Griffin picked up by Patrick Patterson. Here comes the screen. Irving to Durant. Going to launch beyond the arc. Smothering D.
Great contest.
Knocked it away.
Oh! Some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Kawhi Leonard. Wide open look, won't go.
Ed, let's bring it back to the fundamentals here. You have to follow through on that, not a slingshot.
Irving to Davis. No good.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
Kyrie Irving, 3 for 3 in this first half. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Durant. He buries it off the step back.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Leonard to George. Paul George. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Durant to Irving. Short jumper won't go down.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Beverly into the front court. 5-point game. Nothing going here on that drive. George lets it fly. Count the basket.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Brooklyn's got it. Irving to Durant. Probing the defense. Durant to Irving. Shot clock winding down. Shot clock violation. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Kawhi Leonard against KD. George to Beverly. Serge Ibaka. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
Kevin Durant lets it go. Rebound Marcus Morris. Beverly into the front court. They trail by 1. George Harden's on him. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Kicks it around the perimeter to Paul George. Trying to cash in. The shot by George won't go down.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
He was hacked. They let it go. Harden in possession. Leads one. To Griffin. Jordan gets it in the left corner. Durant to Griffin. Shot clock violation. Leonard to George. Serge Ibaka. Can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
Serge Ibaka has such a good jump shot for somebody 6'10", but every time I hear his name, I just can't help but think about what would have been in OKC.
A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Deep three at the buzzer. It's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Clippers are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
Paul George put together a highlight reel of dunks in the first half. At this point, the defense is trying to avoid showing up in any posters. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Beverly into the front court. Leads just a point. Paul George sends it away.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Now to Jordan, down low. To Harden. Oh, Look out, Blake Griffin. He's now 4 for 6.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Beverly to Leonard. Finger roll, finishing with finesse. Irving brings the ball up court. To Griffin. Takes stock of the floor. James Harden trying to cash in. That's no good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Beverly to Leonard. Oh, nice find for the basket.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7, because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Screen coming. Durant to Jordan. Down low. DeAndre Jordan, look out. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard matched up with Harden. To Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. A fundamental shot right there. Harden with the basketball. His guys now trailing by a point. To Durant. Here comes the screen. Durant to Harden. Irving to Jordan. Serge Ibaka able to recover with the block. LA Clippers with the basketball.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Jordan to Irving. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Leonard. Rebound comes down to Brooklyn. Here's Irving into the front court. His guys now down by a point. For 3, textbook defense. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Paul George to Leonard. Short jumper off the mark.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Leonard to Paul George. Curling inside. George. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Short jumper misses. Durant across the timeline. His team up by 1. To Harden. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. And the finish on the nice step through.
It can only be one of 2 things here. 1, the defender ran out of gas. Or 2, this dude is just unstoppable.
Leonard to George. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
You know, Ed, people don't understand. Tough shots are practiced every single day. With all these different contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
To Griffin. Durant. Harden. That's how you defend. Beverly into the front court. Down a point. Now ready to shoot at the line.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Paul George, couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Brooklyn with the basketball. To Allen Crabbe. James Harden fires for 2.
Won't go. I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
It's PG for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Griffin to Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Screen coming. Paul George to Marcus Morris. Tough make through traffic.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Griffin to Allen Crabbe. Finish that. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Shot by George, misses. Nets have the basketball. Griffin to Beasley. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Here comes the screen. Harden to the basket, but his shot stays out. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Ibaka to Beverly. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. To Griffin. Easy path to the rim.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. George to Leonard. To Paul George. the rebound gathered in by Davis. To Harden. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Nothing going here on that drive. To Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to George. Probing the defense. Driving right to the basket. Ed Davis rejects it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Defense making the ball handler work. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. 2-point shot for James Harden, taking advantage of the turnover.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Paul George to Beverly. They'll get it down to Leonard. Off the assist.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you, all by himself. Creates his own shot there.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Beverly. Big finish at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Runner here won't go. George. To Leonard. Has a chance with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
It's Brooklyn's ball. Harden to Aldridge. Add 2 points to the board.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series of obstacles instead of just one individual.
To Beverly. Short jumper won't go down.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay. Patrick Beverly. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 76% from the line. Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. Deep three at the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter with the Nets in front. Brooklyn basketball here as we start the fourth quarter. And you have to figure they like this spot they're in. Entering the quarter with the lead on the road.
Yeah, but Ed, I disagree. As a player, I'm not really worried about how big the lead is right now. I'm worried about what kind of energy we're going to enter the fourth quarter with, more important.
Here's Durant for 2. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that knack that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
And he draws the contact. LaMarcus Aldridge will go to the line for two.
No, no, no. I'll tell you, the team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Beverly into the front court. His guys down three. Kawhi Leonard against Harden. To Beverly. Yes! And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Patrick Beverly at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. The free throw, good. Finishes off the three-point play. And we're tied up here in the fourth quarter. Nets have it. Sizing up the defense. Harden to Jordan. Patrick Patterson with a piece.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Batum, defended by Kevin Durant. To Beverly. Not that time. Into the front court, it's Irving. All even here in the fourth. Going the other way. Beverly to Nick Batum. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Irving. That's out. Last touch by Kyrie Irving. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Beverly to Marcus Morris. DeAndre Jordan swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. To Aldridge. Surveys the floor. Irving to Durant. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Kennard. To Marcus Morris. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Trying to cash in. That's rebounded by Brooklyn. Brooklyn's got it. Durant. Down low, Aldridge. To Irving. Kyrie Irving. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
No excuse to not be a little bit more physical there on the defensive end. Needed that stop.
Beverly into the front court. All tied up. Just underway in this fourth quarter. Batum. Here comes the screen. DeAndre Jordan tips it. And he's going to the line to shoot.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Marcus Morris at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 73%. First free throw is good. Two for 2 on that trip. Harden with it up top. His group now down 2. Griffin to Harden. Knocks it down from mid-range.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
To Luke Kennard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Rondo. Can't get the bounce. To Griffin. Knocked loose. Griffin. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcus Morris. It'll stay Brooklyn basketball. Changes coming from both sides right now. Irving. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
To Marcus Morris. Batum. To Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. LA with 4 to shoot. It's George for 2. Gets a shot up off the mark.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Batum to Beverly. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's James Harden once again. To Irving. Jordan. Down low, Aldridge. To Irving. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Kyrie Irving trying to cash in on a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good. A 3-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Kawhi Leonard matched up with Harden. Deep left corner. Beverly to Leonard. Almost. And he's not getting the call.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We can break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chip.
Harden to Aldridge. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. Able to convert inside.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Kyrie across the timeline. His team up by 1. And he hits. to George. Patrick Beverly. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5. Harden in possession. Leaves just a point. Aldridge. And 2 more points. The defense had him, but the good shooters find a way.
You know, Ed, people don't understand. Tough shots are practiced every single day. With all these different contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
Paul George to Beverly. He's looking for that touch. Irving into the front court. Leads 3. Harden to Aldridge. Not that time. It's the Clippers with the possession now. And gets to the basket. Jay, he knew exactly where he was going with it.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Substitution being made in this one. Harden against George. To Aldridge. Harden to Aldridge. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Just off the mark. Beverly into the front court. His guys now down by a point. Kawhi Leonard matched up with Durant. Beverly to Leonard. Perfect feed to set up the basket. Brooklyn with the basketball. Irving to Aldridge. And a nice finish at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
George, defended by the former Longhorn Aldridge. Here comes the screen. Leonard to Beverly. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard can't go down. Smothering defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
The jumper's off the mark. Beverly into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
Turnovers like that at this point of the game are daggers. You can't afford to have empty possessions in the final 2 minutes.
To Aldridge. Short jumper off the mark. Leonard to Beverly. LaMarcus Aldridge with the block. Kevin Durant has it. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Beverly to Leonard. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Harden trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
timeout called here by the Clippers. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three. Time for some new personnel into the game. George matched up with Durant. Serge Ibaka slams it down. Here's the call. Intentional foul. Referee all over it.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
Now they get the intentional foul. He's going to have to earn it at the line. 2 huge free throws in a one-point game.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Now the Clippers call a timeout. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. Kawhi Leonard against KD. Corner 3 at the buzzer. It's the Nets who are victorious. And for the very first time in franchise history, they are NBA champions. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. When you look at these highlights, you can see how this team was able to earn the victory in this matchup. Great game by this squad. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets. The Clippers finished on the losing end of a close score. The way they shot the ball was outstanding. But even still, it wasn't enough to get the result they wanted. More often than not, you're going to win games when you shoot the ball as well as they did here today. Check out the leading scores for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Assists.
It's a shame only one team can win when you have such great team basketball on display. The ball movement was tremendous.
Player of the game.
James Harden put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in a zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.
The 2021 NBA Finals Game 1 Brooklyn Nets 9-4 Los Angeles Clippers 9-1 Final. The Brooklyn Nets led Series 1-0 over Los Angeles Clippers in the 2021 NBA Finals.